Again, at home with the standard, we have a benchmark workout with a tweak for both those of you who have pull-up bars and those of you who don't. Those who have pull-up bars, I want you to do Cindy, which is 5 pull-ups, 10 push-ups, 15 air squats, as many rounds as you can get. Do Cindy. For those of us who don't, we're going to do an alternate version. So you're going to have push-ups, bent over rows, and air squats. The tweak for today is that the first 10 minutes, everybody is going to wear a vest or a backpack, ideally. If you don't have a backpack that will fit you, like that you could strap down really, really well, that won't like fall off your back. If you don't have that, that's fine. But if you have a backpack that you can strap on really tight for your push-ups, and your squats, you're going to get an extra little training stimulus out of that, which will be really good for you. So first 10 minutes, wearing a vest or a backpack, and then the second 10 minutes, obviously just take that off and continue working. So take a look at your level. Everybody's level for the at-home or the no pull-up bar version. Everybody's level is going to be a little bit different. For most of you, 9 push-ups is going to be a real challenge for the first round anyway. So maybe we don't do 9 straight up push-ups. We can change those to chair push-ups as well, or we can change the numbers. So take a look at your level, make some notes. If you need to grab a backpack, now is the time to do that. If you need to write it down, now is the time to do that. If you need to get your stuff together, now's the time to do that. Push pause, and then unpush, and then push it again to start. So I'll give you like 3 seconds to push pause. And we're good to go. So let's get our arms warmed up. We've got a lot of pushing and pulling. So let's just give ourselves some hugs. Make sure you're alternating left arm over right, right arm over left. Okay, good. Take your hands, put them behind your back, interlock your fingers, and then press down. Get a nice stretch. For some of you, having your hands right next to your butt will be just enough of a stretch. That'll be plenty. For those of us who can get a little bit more, we want to work to open that up a little bit. So try to relax your shoulders and lift your hands away from your back. Hold. Relax. And good. Let's get 10 side squats. So nice wide stance. Come over to one side. Come back to the middle. That's 1. Go to the opposite side. Relax for a second. That's 2. At your own pace. Really explore the depths of that hip capsule. Really try to open that stuff up. Keep your chest as vertical as you can. Good. From there, let's get 3 inchworms. Walk yourself out, and then inch your toes up in between your hands. Take a step back if you need to. 3. Okay, there's 3. Come to a plank position. And from here, you're going to push back to downward dog. And then try to slide your chest down to the ground. Get a little stretch through the abdominals, through your hip flexor, and then come back up to a plank. So that's called a dive bomber. Let's do 5. That's 4 for me. 5. Okay, come back up. Lost my shoe. All right, give ourselves some hugs again. Okay, good. That should be enough. Put your hands behind your back and extend. Remember, this should be a passive stretch through the shoulder, the front of your shoulder. You might feel that through your biceps or your forearms as well. That's fine. Try to relax. Don't shrug. If you're shrugging, unshrug. Okay, that should be enough. 3 inchworms. You're going to get a good stretch through your hamstring. Try to walk your feet as close to your hands as you can get them. And you should notice this will get a little bit easier as you go. As your hamstrings try to open up just a little bit there. Okay? 5 dive bombers. Start from a plank. Push to downward dog. Slide down. Little stretch, back up. There's 3 for me. And 5. I forgot our side squats. Oops. But good news, we can always go back. 10 side squats. Again, really enjoy that stretch as you get to the bottom. Let that kind of marinate. And open up. If you're bouncing in the bottom, stop that. Controlled, nice and smooth. Okay, good. I don't know about you, but my shoulders are a little swole, so they're getting a little bit burny, which is great. Let's get 1 set of calf stretch. So just find a wall that you can push into. Let's get that calf kind of opened up a little bit. Yesterday we had a bunch of jumping, burpees and whatnot, so these might be a little bit tight. If you have a tight calf, that's going to restrict the movement of your knee forward, which is going to hurt your squat or make it less beautiful. less natural. So let some of that kind of open right up. Switch sides. Almost there. And good. All right. So let's talk about our movements. Push-ups, basic push-up, right? No sneaky changes to this or anything. So we want our arms, as you descend down to the ground, you want your elbows to track in a straight line so your forearm is staying vertical as you work. So if my forearm stays vertical, it probably means that my hand is like right next to my chest. If you find it up near your shoulder, that's probably not ideal. So we want to get here. We don't want to be shrugged up. We want our shoulder blades to be pulled back and down and be pressing away with our chest. Try to use your chest as much as possible. If you get to the point where that technique is just really riding the same muscle group, move your hands out a little bit, and you can allow your elbows to flare just a little, but if it gets to the point where you're doing this thing, like, you should just stop. You are no longer working your chest or your pectoral muscles, you're now like just destroying your shoulder blade, or your shoulder. You're not destroying it, but you're not doing yourself any favors. So you'd be better off to take the 5 extra seconds to like shake it out and be able to get one more rep than to train your brain to do things wrong. Like, this is never acceptable. You could get me completely blasted out of my mind and say, hey, Ben, do a push-up. There's no way I'm going to do this. Like, that's just not a thing. So there's your push-up. Your bent over rows. If you have 2 objects, you're going to want to position those 2 objects on both sides of your feet. So put your feet really, really close together. Get your shoulder blades pulled back and down. Nice proud chest. Abs are on. You're going to hinge over until you find your handles. Come up. And then from here, pull. Pull. Okay? At some point, it's inevitable. At some point, you're going to do this. And you're going to use like a little momentum. Totally fine. You're tired. That's just what the body is going to do. It's going to say, hey, can I get some more momentum from my other muscle groups? That's fine. Resist that to the extent possible, but you're going to do it. It's fine. Air squat. We've talked about air squats. You're all very well trained. The main thing with this is really try to work to keep your chest up. The more you keep your chest up, the better your squat is going to look. The more that you can feel the ground underneath your feet, the better you're going to squat. So if you can feel an even distribution from the back part of your foot to the front part of your foot, they're like evenly balanced, your squat probably looks pretty dang good. So what I want you to do is go through each one of these. Let's do 3 push-ups, 3 bent over rows, and 3 air squats. Let's do 3 right now. So push up, or get your chair. There's 3. Bent over row. Be squeezing your abs as you're in this bent over position so that it supports your spine on the front side. So your spine runs like this, right? While your back is going to take care of the back part, your abs should be taking care of the front part. Air squat, stay as upright as you can, evenly distributed through your foot. Come down, come back up. Cool, there's 3. Let's take 2 minutes, rest for a second, get a drink of water, turn on your music, 2 minutes, and we'll get going.